Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sandhamang Unirajas Sunantu Sagga Mukkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Yo Matarang Va Pitarang Va Bhatarang Bhagining Sasung Hanti Roseti Vachaya Tangjanya Vasalo iti Yo Attang Pucchito Santo Anatta Manusasati Paticcannena Manteti Tangjanya Vasalo iti. Dear friends in Dhamma, so every Monday we are delivering a Dhamma talk from Ottawa Theravada Buddhist Vihara. So it is what a pleasurable moment to sharing Dhamma knowledge with you, especially the one who are everybody who are living in throughout the world can be achieved with this Dhamma knowledge with involving to listen such a wonderful teachings delivered by the Buddha. So there are so many suttas in accordance with Buddha's teaching in the three baskets. So in the last 2 Mondays, I have delivered and I have explained about the sutta called especially Vasala Sutta. That is what meaning in English is how to recognize outcast in the society as their appearance, as their behavioral activities. So that is what. So this is third day about describing Vasala Sutta in accordance with the script. So that's what actually I'm not remembering that all sutta. So I try to catch up some stanzas so to deliver today Dhamma talk also. So there are 2 Dhamma stanzas that I have preached in the beginning of my Dhamma sermon today also. So that is very important Dhamma advice for all the beings who are keen on listening this type of Buddhist sermons. So because when we are discussing Dhamma knowledge, when we are grasping to keen on listen Dhamma knowledge, so it is better to clear our mind from all the defilements, all the desired thoughts. So that is what, the always human mind is deteriorating with some sort of desirable thoughts. So that's what the human mind is most powerful like machine in the world. So we have to recognize it. So we have to give our full of awareness to recognize our inside intentions. That is what the Buddha pointed out. Always we have to try to cultivate mindfulness, because the so many desirable thoughts, bad thoughts are arising to our mind due to mental situation. So because there's so many intentions, so many ideas, we call in Pali Chaitasika, which means intentions are coming to our mind. There are two types of intentions that can be recognized as their appearance. The first one is Kusala Chetana, which means the skillful intentions, or we can say simply good ideas, good intentions, the Kusala Chetana. The second one is calling Akusala Chetana, which means desirable thoughts. So those two types of thoughts that can be arise to our mind. So we have to recognize them as their appearance. So because otherwise, the akusala chetana, which means the defilements, and also the bad intentions would be able to harmful our mind. So the first thing that we have to know about the desirable thoughts, because those types of thoughts can be destroy our life, because the mind is forerunner. The mind is always doing all the things and deciding all the things at first. That's what before we talk, we have to consider what types of words that we are going to talk, and also what types of actions that we are going to do. So that is what all the way we have to consider our mental situation before doing uh, everything. So the cause is the mind is always going foremost. The mind is going forerunner. Mind is the forerunner in human life. So these types of powerful mind, we cannot see any types of animal lives. So in only human life is full of wisdom, full of not only wisdom but also foolish, right? But also uh, like desirable thoughts, full of suffering in the uh, in accordance with a mental situation, right? So the Buddha pointed out in this mind is all the way full of suffering. Dukkho loko patittito. The Buddha mentioned that the suffering is prevailing all the throughout worldly being, right? So the suffering is the utmost thing that we have to understand in this human life, right? What types of suffering that goes to our mind, what's the way that types of suffering are arising to our mind. So we have to understand all the mental illnesses with using such a great Buddhist teachings in accordance with scriptures that was included all the Buddhist philosophy and psychological aspects in accordance with the Buddha's teachings. So anyway, so I'm going to explain today, especially in accordance with outcast sutta, which called Vasala Sutta. The today I'm going to explain some stanzas out of Vasala Sutta. The first one I wanted to explain in here, Yo matarang va pitarang va bahatarang bagining sasung hantiro seti vachaya thang janya vasalo iti. There are some sort of factors that we can find in this stanza. How can we recognize outcast in the society while we are dealing with so many people? We are dealing with our friends and society members, and also some other people who are living around us, right? So while we are living in this society, we can see so many people, and they are talking different types of words and doing variety of actions in their life. So how can we recognize outcast as their behavioral activities, behavioral actions? The Buddha mentioned that yo matarangwa pitarangwa, one who are blaming mothers or to father or a sister uh, or some sort of relations, right? Especially mother and father and sister and also brother, right? And also those types of our close relations, right? Blaming them, and someone who are blaming them and someone who are assaulting them, right? That is what not to do as a human being, but one who doing sort of misbehavioral things, that we have to understand, we have to recognize them as a outcast. That is what not Buddha's advice to do as a human being, right? We have to protect our mother, we have to protect our father, and we have to protect our brother and sister, and also other relations, giving some sort of good advice to them to increase their happiness and increase their lifestyle with happy thoughts. So because of, we have to all the way give them advice in accordance with Buddhist teachings to accrue some sort of good things to live with successful mental situation in this life, and also thereafter, afterlife, right? Not only this life but also afterlife. I'm just remembering one of the very famous Dhamma stanza in Dhammapada. The Buddha said that Sukha Kamani Bhutani, the every human being, the Bhutani means satta, which means beings, right? Sukha Kamani Bhutani, beings are always wanted to live with comfortable life, right? That is what the Buddha mentioned, that Dhamma stanza. As a human being, everybody want to live with comfortable life and with full of happiness, right? That is the utmost intention of human beings, right? As a good human, we have to give good things to our parents and also our brothers and sisters. That is the Buddha's advice to live with happy society, right? That's what the Buddha mentioned in this sutta, in accordance with the Vasala Sutta, right? Let's move on to discuss the next stanza. In here, the Buddha mentioned that yo attang puchito santo anatta manusasati patichannena manteti tang janya vasaloti. So that is another very important Dhamma stanza for us. The Buddha pointed out one who question about moral good advices on what is harmful gives obscure advice. So know him as an outcast. That is the full meaning of that Dhamma stanza. So we can talk about some more details in as per this Dhamma stanza. The Buddha mentioned, like some people we can see in the society, when they ask some question from others, sometimes we can see they are giving some bad advices, right? And then some miserable advices, right? Some immoral advices for the questions, right? That's not good for the that's not good for the society, and that's not good for the human mind even, right? Because after grasping bad advice is prevailing very rapidly, it would be harmful to human life, right? So like example, while we are going somewhere else, so at once achieving a junction, so we try to ask where is the place that we wanted to go to that time from another pedestrian, right? That time, that man, if that man gave us bad direction to go for us, that would be bad destination for our life, because that man who met for us gave us bad direction, right? And not proper direction he was show us. That's the reason the Buddha explained in here, if someone is some people are asking some questions with regarding morality, or with regarding of wisdom, or with regarding of generosity, right? We have to try out give them right answers for the questions they asked, because the types of questions, that types of answers would be change their life good path, right? Every questions has answers in the world. Without answers, there is no question, right? Every question has good answers, right? We have to find the good answer, right? So even not only depending the people, right? So the thing is, when we are listening others' word, actually we have to consider what is their answering for us, right? What is they are giving response for our questions, right? That's very important thing, right? So answers depending on the beings who are giving responses for our moral questions, right? So if they are providing some sort of immoral responses for our questions, that we have to have wisdom to understand what types of responses they are giving for our questions, right? That's very important thing. As a Buddhist, we have good enough to understand others' ideas, right? Otherwise, we would be included as the foolish, right? Otherwise, we are finding things without lights in the darkness, right? So that's not Buddha mentioned to do as a Buddhist, right? As a Buddhist, we have to all the way, when we are asking moral question from others, or even normal questions, it depends on the problematic things that faced in each human, right? Each and every human beings had faced so many questions every time. They are struggling to resolve their mental and behavioral problematic things in the society, right? The society is full of struggling. We do not want to harmful others, right? We do not have to uh, bother others, right? So that is not real happiness actually. Like example, if we are thinking giving harmful and giving a burdensome situation for others that cause to our happiness, it wouldn't be, because they are living when we are giving obscure advices for others, they're actually confusing, right? So, and after getting obscure advices, they are living with a struggling life, right? They are living with they never able to resolve their mental issues, right? They never come up with to resolve their mental problematic situations, right? So all the way we have to be enough kindful and good enough to give uh, loving kindness thoughts and some sort of equanimity and some sort of compassionate ideas for others to resolve their mental and their day-to-day life situations and problematic situations, to resolve with uh, resolve answers with as per the Buddhist teachings. That is very important. Another aspects the Buddha mentioned in this Dhamma stanza in accordance with Vasala Sutta. The other stanza we can explain in our Dhamma discussion today. Yo kattva papakang kammang mamang janyati ichchati yo paticcanna kammanto tang janya vasalo iti. That's very important Dhamma stanza as per the Vasala Sutta. So I would like to say that Dhamma stanza again. Yo kattva papakang kammang ma mang janyati ichchati yo paticcanna kammanto tang janya vasalo iti. Who having done an evil deed desires, let me be not known. Who is of concealed action, know him as an outcast. So that is what everybody have done at their childhood, I think extremely. While we are studying in our school period, we have done some sort of very bit wrong things, right? Very little bit misbehavioral actions we have done. Sometimes we hated to our friends, right? But at once our teacher asked to anybody like teacher, when teacher asking who is the who is who is the student that hated to others, sometimes that particular student was not able to answer teacher's question because of the facing some sort of afraid situation, right? For nobody wants to punish by others, right? Nobody wants to punish by others. That's the reason was the human beings are try to hiding misbehavioral actions, right? Nobody wants to accept misbehavioral complaint from others, right? So that's the thing that Buddha mentioned in here. Someone who are doing bad actions, speaking bad words, nobody wants to accept complaints from others because that cause to unhappy situation in the mind, right? All the way we have to try to get rid of sort of desirable misbehavioral things as much as possible while we are dealing with others. That's very important to keep in our mind, that Dhammastansa, to avoid all the desirable thoughts in from our mind, right? The mind is full of struggling to choose the best ideas to release from mouth or release from body, right? When we are releasing our thoughts using our mouth, that's words. When we are using our intentions, using our body, is called action, right? Kaya kamma, vachi kamma, mano kamma, right? These three types of training points, very important to be awareness all the way, those three stations, Kaya, Vachi, and Mana, right? So all these three types of stations are involving with good and bad karmic situation, right? While we are doing various types of actions and various types of words speaking, so we have to give our full attention to our words and actions. It's not easy thing. That's very hard thing to practice actually as a human mind. We are all not full of wisdom. That's what we have to try to uh, understand. We have to try to get rid of all our shortages, all the bad actions and bad intentions. We have to motivate our mind situation. We have to develop. We have to keep process to until achieving our utmost level, right? That's the positive way that Buddha mentioned that actually, right? So we have to try to come out with all the at least one misbehavioral action per day, right? That's very important. We can do a lot of meritorious deeds while we are living in the society, right? Even if we cannot go to the temple or somewhere else with sacred places, we can do a lot of things without spending money or without spending time, right? We can even meditate for a while when we are in traffic light, right? It's not important to how long you are doing meditation, right? It would be 1 minute or 2 minutes, right? But no matter while you are in the traffic light, even you can do meditation rather than nothing, right? That's the important thing. Keep in mind. So Today I have discussed actually 3 Dhamma stanzas as per the Vasala Sutta. That is very paramount, paramount effectiveness for your life. Extremely, I believe that, right? So that is what I'm going to end up my Dhamma discussion today, actually. So, because already I have discussed 3 Dhamma stanzas as per the Buddhist teachings. So, very important to keep in your mind these types of moral advices, the mention in special ancient suttas preached by Buddha is very important to learn, study for our life, to a successful life, right? There are so many benefits that come up with learning these suttas, discussing these suttas. So finally, I'm going to share all the merits heavenly beings to successful their life also. May they sharing all the merits with devas, may they attain supreme bliss of nibbana. Sharing all the merits with gods, may they bless you and your family to successful and to gain a lot of successful ideas and protect your life, and also give all the beneficial things to your life without harming any types of uh, enemies, right? May they protect you, may they bless you. Finally, may they attain supreme bliss of ultimate truth of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akasattha cha bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu desanang. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu mang paranti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.